Right, I'm looking at another Fusele. If you're not familiar with Fusele, it's like Wordle, except we have a different twist on every row. You can mouse over the twists to see what they mean. So this first one, we're gonna have to repeat a letter. Next one tile in the row is a lie, it's like Fibble. Then we don't get any yellows. We're only gonna get greens or grays. Then guess can be anything except a real word. It can be any jumble of letters. This one, ooh, this is new to me. The coloring is inverse. Blue tiles mean that another letter from your guess is in that spot. Oh, okay, so basically yellow is blue. Same kind of thing, just the colors are different. Some of these are obscured, so these two gray ones, we won't know what the clues are. We won't be able to see the clues, and then the final one is just guessing like normal. So, I don't know, let's do, let's see, what was the first, I don't even remember. Oh, we have to repeat a letter, yeah. Ooh, what letter I think E is probably a good letter to repeat. How about terse? That seems pretty good. Ooh, that was really good. Okay, we got 3 greens. All right, the next one is we're gonna have a lie. So, what to do? So, since we know several of these already, I think it would be especially good to do so part of me wants to repeat some letters, right? But it doesn't do us any good if we don't do some new letters to get some new information. So I think I'm just gonna go for 5 new letters. I think that's, maybe we could repeat an E. Maybe we repeat an E with 4 new letters. Let's do guile. I don't know. Okay, unfortunately, well, we know the E is true. Unfortunately, it didn't. If it gave us like a yellow or a gray there, then we would have known that was the lie. So there's either an L, in which case it would have to be like this, or, I don't really like that. Or like this, I don't really like that either. I'm inclined to think that, oh no, we know the L is a lie. We know the L is a lie because it's green. We know the S is there. That can't be an L. The L is the lie. So there's no U, there's no I, there's no G. Okay, so, but there needs to be, and there's not a second E, but there needs to be another vowel at the beginning somewhere. So a U, no, not a U, an O or an A, O or an A. So it could be like this, we could have something like horse, or, I can think of some things with C instead of S, but horse, course would work. Otherwise, it could be like farce. I think I like O better. I think horse is pretty good. Let's do horse. Is it horse? Oh. All right, so this doesn't show us yellows, but clearly if the H was a yellow, it wouldn't work. It would break the puzzle. So it's something O-R-S-E, and unfortunately, this one we can't guess a real word. So let's think of things that this could be and just guess a jumble of letters that could be the first letter. That's what we need to do. So, it could be course, it could be maybe porse, borse, Morse, like Morse code. Maybe force with an S. It could be worse. I think worse is better than force. I'm not convinced that borse and porse are words, but course, Morse, and worse are definitely options. I'm just gonna go with that. Okay, it's worse. So there we go. Congrats, it was worse. All right, very nice, got it. So now we're gonna look at the blind or chaos. Yeah, it used to be called chaos, now it's called blind Fusele. So we're gonna do the blind one. This is the same thing, but we don't know what the twists are gonna be ahead of time. So this first one, we're not allowed to use 6 random letters, B, H, I, M, R, and X. You can see they're grayed out on the keyboard up there. So let's do stale. That seems pretty good. Okay, so the S and the T, this is, we got the incognito one. So we're not gonna know what these are. So I'm inclined to put the S and the T in those. I'd rather do some new letters because we know there's an S and a T. It doesn't really do us any good to put new letters. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything, but it doesn't do us any good to put new letters. Right, so here's the thing to do. Let's do, so what I'm thinking is, it doesn't really matter what letters you put in the hidden squares, right? Because you don't get any information. We could put 3 Z's in there and it wouldn't really matter, right? Because we don't know if we get anything. But it does make sense to stick the S and the T in there, potentially, because we could get lucky and guess the answer word. So, something like, you know, boost or something. It would be nice to do, well, I was gonna say you could do a different, you know, something like joust or whatever with an O-U-S-T, but, or an O-I, you know, something like hoist, but we're only learning about this letter out of those two. So if you did a double O, it wouldn't really be a detriment. And I think roost is better than hoist because the R is a better letter to check than the H. And we're still checking the O either, you know, we're only checking the one vowel, whether we double up or not. So I think let's go with roost. Okay, it's not roost. We do know there's, but that wasn't smart. That wasn't smart, and I realized it just too late. Because now the problem is this gray doesn't mean there's no O, necessarily. It could be that there's an O second and there's not 2 O's. All this tells us is there's not 2 O's, not that there isn't an O. Okay, well, this one isn't gonna get us any yellows, so, only greens. Let's do hoist, I don't know, why not? Oh, wow, okay, well, preset letters, we have to do an R, so we're not gonna be able to get it on this one. Okay, what could it be? It could be joist, it could be moist, it could be foist. So joist, moist, or foist. So we wanna guess a word. We have to use the R, but we wanna do a word with J, M, and F, or at least 2 of those. My first thought was like form, but we can't quite do form. We could do fjord, which would check the F and the J, and if it's not one of those, then I think it's the M. Okay, it's joist. There we go. Oh, and then once again, we're gonna get it right on the line that's the inverse colors, so we're not actually gonna get to see the inverse colors. Both times we got it on that same twist. That's interesting. All right, well, there you go. That was the regular and the blind Fusele for today. So very interesting. Joist is an interesting word. I can't even remember what the first word was now. You know, I finish these puzzles sometimes and it's like, done with that one, remove it from your memory. I can never remember what words we've had before, and too many of these puzzles, I can't keep track of them all. But at any rate, whatever the first word was, I'm sure it was interesting too. Joist is an interesting word because J is a letter you don't use very often. So there you go, let me know how you did with these Fuseles today, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. I don't know about you, but my teeth don't have skin. So what's going on here? Well, this is obviously an idiom, which is essentially an expression. Okay, so not Africa, but Northeast. Okay, so we're in the Middle East then, probably. Because it is pretty warm. Oh, no, it's not, because the A is at the end. It's gonna be extra. Oh, and oxide, we would have had the X from oxide.